A frantic 911 call cuts through the Texas night. Brandon Lawson, alone on a desolate highway, pleads for help, his voice trembling with fear. Then, silence. He vanishes without a trace, leaving a mystery that haunts us still. What happened to Brandon Lawson on that eerie stretch of Highway 277? The fateful night. On August 8, 2013, Brandon Lawson, a 26-year-old oil field worker and father of 4, stormed out of his San Angelo, Texas, home after a heated argument with his longtime girlfriend, Ledessa Lofton. Around 11:30 p.m., he called his father in Crowley, Texas, saying he was driving the 3-hour route to his house. But around 12:30 a.m., his silver Ford F-150 ran out of gas on Highway 277, just 4 miles south of Bronte, Texas. A lonely 2-lane road flanked by thorny mesquite and cactus. Brandon called his brother Kyle for help, claiming 3 men were chasing him out of town. His words were alarming. 3 expletives are chasing me out of town. The Mexicans in the neighborhood. Kyle, skeptical, asked if he was hallucinating from drugs. Brandon insisted he wasn't. The brothers exchanged brief, disjointed calls, with Brandon hanging up abruptly each time. The cryptic 911 call. At 12:50 a.m., Brandon dialed 911, reaching a nursing home dispatcher in Robert Lee, Texas. His call, later widely circulated, is chilling and chaotic. Yes, I'm in the middle of a field. Pulled some guys over, right here going toward Abilene, on both sides. He said, his voice frantic, "My truck ran out of gas. There's 1 car here. The guy's chasing, inaudible to the woods. Please hurry." The call is garbled, with possible gunshots or road noises in the background. Some believe he said, "I totally ran into them," or "shot the first guy." He told the operator he didn't need an ambulance, just cops. The call ends abruptly, and Brandon was never heard from again. The cryptic phrases, "pulled some guys over, chasing me into the woods," have fueled endless speculation. Was he describing a real threat, or was his mind clouded? The scene at Highway 277. By 1:10 a.m., a Coke County Sheriff's deputy arrived at Brandon's truck after a passerby reported it obstructing traffic, parked slightly over the white line. Kyle, his wife Audrey, and their 4-year-old son pulled up simultaneously, gas can in hand. The truck was empty. No Brandon, no keys, no cell phone. The vehicle showed no damage, no signs of a struggle. Kyle, unaware of the 911 call, received a call from Brandon, who said he was 10 minutes up the road and bleeding. The connection was spotty and the call cut off. Kyle assumed Brandon was hiding due to an outstanding warrant from a 2005 drug charge, so he didn't mention the call to the deputy. The desolate terrain, rugged, dotted with rattlesnakes and wild hogs, offered no clues. A red and white cross later marked the spot where Brandon's truck stood. Theories and speculation. Brandon's disappearance sparked numerous theories. His history of substance abuse, including a possible methamphetamine relapse, led some to believe he was paranoid or hallucinating during the 911 call. Kyle later confirmed Brandon had used meth shortly before vanishing, which could explain his erratic behavior. Others theorize he was attacked, possibly after a road rage incident or an encounter with dangerous individuals. The 911 calls mention of chasing and potential gunshots suggests foul play to some, with online sleuths pointing to a possible second voice in the background. Another theory posits Brandon wandered into the harsh wilderness and succumbed to the elements, though extensive searches found no trace. Some even speculated he staged his disappearance, having cashed out his 401k and facing a warrant, but his family insists he'd never abandoned his children. The rugged landscape, private property barriers, and poor cell reception complicated early searches. The search efforts. Law enforcement launched multiple searches, including aerial sweeps with 2 DPS helicopters, ATVs, 6 cadaver dogs, and Texar teams. Texas Ranger Nick Hanna, a lead investigator, believed Brandon's body was somewhere in the desolate area off Highway 277. Searches in August, September, October, January 2014, February 2014, and July 2014 turned up nothing. Private investigator Paula Boudreau used helicopters and binoculars to scan restricted private land. Ledessa and Brandon's family, through the Help Find Brandon Lawson Facebook page, coordinated with volunteers and advocates. Despite these efforts, no sign of Brandon emerged for years. The lack of evidence, no body, no belongings, deepened the mystery, with some suggesting he was taken or his remains were hidden. The 911 call analysis. The 911 call remains the case's haunting centerpiece, replayed countless times by both investigators and online communities. Its poor audio quality, combined with Brandon's thick West Texas accent, makes it notoriously difficult to interpret with certainty. Online forums, especially Reddit's r/unresolved mysteries, have dissected it relentlessly, slowing it down and enhancing portions in search of clarity. Some listeners claim to hear phrases like, "I ran into them," or "shot the first guy," while others insist they can make out the sound of an approaching vehicle or even distant gunshots. A Reddit user, Lilas3, pointed out that Brandon's earlier phone call to his brother Kyle, where he mentioned being chased by Mexicans in the neighborhood, closely mirrors the tone and urgency of the 911 call, suggesting he may have been describing the same encounter. Attempts at audio analysis have focused on isolating background noises, with some claiming to detect faint whispers or the presence of another individual. Yet despite these efforts, no interpretation has gained universal acceptance. The call's ambiguity, combined with Brandon's desperate statements about being in a field and urgently needing police, continues to fuel theories of a violent confrontation, though no physical evidence has ever confirmed such a scenario. A breakthrough in 2022. In January 2022, a small search party led by advocate Jason Watts ventured onto private land near Brandon's last known location. During their search, they discovered clothing consistent with what Brandon had been wearing the night he disappeared: a yellow shirt, camouflage shorts, and white 2013 Air Max sneakers. The Texas Rangers were immediately notified, and a subsequent, more extensive search of the area uncovered human remains less than a mile from where Brandon's truck had been found. In our hearts, we know that it is Brandon the Discovery, made in an area that had even been searched from the air years earlier, raised difficult questions about how evidence so close had gone unnoticed for nearly 9 years. For many, it was both a step toward long-awaited answers and a reminder of the long, painful search that had defined the case. Closure at last. On Christmas Day 2024, DNA results finally confirmed that the remains belonged to Brandon, bringing an end to an agonizing 11-year search. The announcement came through the Help Find Brandon Lawson Facebook page, which shared the heartfelt words, "After 4,362 days, we finally get to bring Brandon home." A memorial service was scheduled for August 30th, 2025 at Pathway Church in Burleson, Texas. Friends and family were encouraged to honor Brandon's memory by wearing the colors of his beloved Dallas Cowboys: white, blue, and silver. Though the long-awaited closure offered the family some peace, it also came with a profound sadness. The exact circumstances surrounding Brandon's death remain shrouded in mystery. While state investigators have classified the case as a homicide, no further details or suspects have been disclosed. For his loved ones, the unanswered questions about that fateful night continue to weigh heavily. Yet amid their grief, they remain deeply thankful for the unwavering support of their community and take comfort in finally being able to bring Brandon home to rest. Feeling the chill of this unsolved mystery? Like, subscribe, and share your thoughts on what happened to Brandon Lawson in the comments.